we are here to discuss about PT, or we are here to start the class about PT. But one thing which is important, and I just want to ask you, and I just want your suggestion in this class, that today in this first class, what you want to listen from me, or what you want to take the advantage of this class, whether I should start the class directly, or I should tell you the way I'm going to teach you and the way you should prepare for your PT so that you can get assured success in that particular exam.
सर आप
What do you
अपना
want?
जो सर आपका जो मेथड है सर आप वो बताइए सर, क्योंकि सर वो सबको बेनिफिट करेगा।
Okay. In what way we are going to deal in this exam, deal with you to prepare to make you prepare for this exam? Listen. Actually, what PT wants from you? PT. What PT wants from you is your first thing which is important here is your concept. Along with concept, facts are there, and these are the two things mainly, concept and the fact. In mains, one more thing which gets added, used to get added is analysis. And in PT, you do not have any need to show your analysis power and all. Okay, now concept plus fact. Now type of questions which are generally asked in your PT exam are either concept based questions, or fact based questions. And the third type of questions which are generally asked are the questions in which concept as well as facts are given. And in my opinion, these type of questions are the toughest one. And the riskiest, most risky questions of your examination. Understand? These are the type of questions on the basis of concept as well as on the basis of fact. Understand? Now, other thing which is important for you to know is type of questions which are generally asked in your PT are type of questions on the basis of way they are asked. On the basis of way they are asked. On what way, on what basis these questions are being asked, it is most important. It is one of the most important things. Understand? Now here, first type of questions are direct questions. In these direct questions, actually the question is being asked. Generally, question is given, and four options A, B, C, D are given, and the simple thing which is asked is choose the wrong or right option. You just have to put a tick over it. That's it. You have to find one option which is right or wrong. That is, it is quite simple that you have to ask, you have to choose the odd one to put that out. Whether rest of the three are right or rest of the three are wrong as per the question. This is the general question which is usually being asked by UPSC for your examination. Direct question. Second type of questions are something matchmaking type of question. Match the following type of question. Match the following type of questions are of two types. Find correct one, find correct or incorrect match. These questions are also quite similar to these type of questions, in which one word or one sentence or one place or whatever is given, and the statement or word which is related to it is given in front of it. Yes or no? And here you have to find that whether this match is right or wrong. Yes or no? You have to find the right one or the wrong one. In this question is also quite good. This question is also acceptable, or this question is quite similar to the previous one, that is direct question. The other type of questions are proper match. It means mismatches are given and you have to match it. Mismatch are given, mismatch to match. Understand? These are quite easy questions. These are quite easy questions. Understand? Mismatch. It means match the following, connect this one to this one, this one to this one, this one to this one, and this one to this one. These type of questions. A to 1, B to C, D to 3, whatever the situation is. These are the mismatch to match type of questions, and these are quite easy because in that matches, in that question, if you are not able to find out the exact answer, then with some hint or with some of the knowledge or with quite little knowledge, you can solve a lot of questions in these type of questions. Therefore, there is no problem. And in my opinion, these are the easiest questions generally asked in the examination, unless you have not read about it. These are the easiest questions which are asked by UPSC, which are generally asked by UPSC. Third type of questions which are important are reasoning and assertion type of question. Reasoning and assertion type of question. These are totally concept-based questions. These are totally concept-based questions. These are totally concept-based questions. And in these concept-based questions, you have to fix your crystal clear concept. Crystal clear concept or the high level and in-depth concept is needed. High level and in-depth concept is needed. In-depth. Highest level of concept is required in these type of questions. Now, the other questions which are generally asked are the multiple option, or you can say option in an option type of question. Option type of question. These are also quite a high level type of questions which are generally asked. Understand? And these questions are multiple option in an option. It means a statement is given. In this statement, 4 options or 3 options, A, B, C, D, or 4 options are given. And in the rest of the options, in A, 1 and 2 is right. In B, 2 and 3 is right. In C, 1, 2, 3, 4 is right. D, 1, 2, 3, 4 is wrong. These are the 4 options. Find out which one is correct. Yes or no? And you are trying to find out, and these questions are generally solved in a situation only and only when you are 100% sure about the facts. Whatever is given in the facts, if you are 100% sure, only and only then you can solve this question, or you should dare to solve this question. Otherwise, in my opinion, you should not touch these type of questions. Now, every question is a tough question and is an easy question, but in my opinion, these are the easiest one. People used to say that whatever they used to say, or whatever the opinion they have, these are the toughest questions, easiest questions. And in my opinion, these are the toughest ones. But you cannot ignore the toughness of these questions, this type of question, and this type of question, as well as this type of questions. Let us assume these are first type of questions. These are second type of questions. These are third type of questions, and these are fourth type of questions. Now, question arises that what type of knowledge you are required to solve these questions. What type of knowledge a student requires to attempt these questions? This is also a question. That what knowledge you need to have a dare to attempt these questions. Understand? Now, the thing is that when you start your preparation, when you start your preparation, then what would happen? You used to read a book. First step is read a book. You used to understand, you try to understand the book. The third step is try to make notes, but the requirement of the behavior type or requirement of type of notes is that short notes are required. Then you try to learn these notes. You try to learn these notes. Then you try to solve previous year question papers. Solve previous year question paper and doubt clearing session and try to clear your doubt. These are the steps generally required by you, by all of you, to be followed for the preparation of your UPSC. Here, short notes and learning. Learning always needs revision. Quality of short notes, and large number of revision ensure your success. These are the main things. Understand? Now, while preparing, you have to make your one thing clear, that the basic requirement is concept and fact. Both are important. Concept as well as fact. To clear your PT, concept as well as fact is most important thing. But two more things which are important for your preparation is your presence of mind. Yes, this is the most important thing which is required by a candidate in the examination hall. Presence of mind and courage. This is also most important thing. Understand? First, I would start with concept and fact. What is the importance of this concept and fact? In my opinion, concept and fact enjoys a ratio of 60-40 in your average level of paper. If a student finds higher is the percentage of fact and lower the percentage of concept, that would be taken as an easy paper. Easy paper. What is that easy paper? More facts, less concept. Yes. And higher the percentage of facts, higher the percentage of concept, tougher would be the paper. Yes or no? Higher the percentage of concept in a paper, tougher will be the paper. Why the percentage of concept is deciding the toughness of paper? Because in concept, examiner plays with sense. Examiner plays with sense and language. Yes or no? And capacity to find the meanings in between the lines, in between the capacity to find the meaning in between the lines is basic requirement of these type of questions. Yes, this is the main thing. Actually, if a question is being asked about concept, then the examiner plays with sense and the language of that paper. What is the sense of that line, or what is the language of that line? You have to take care, you have to remain alert about these two things. And generally, these lines are framed in such a way as if the meanings are taken from in between the line, not from the line. And what is the sense? And if you are taking the same sense, which is being tackled by, or which is being taken by the examiner, is the important thing. And if you are not able to get this sense, it means you are going to do that question, answer that question in a wrong way, or take that question in a wrong way. Therefore, in my opinion, concept-based questions are the toughest one. Fact is a clear thing. Either you know it or don't know it. Getting my point? Bhai, what is the name of Akbar's horse or Maharana Pratap's horse? Either you know the name or don't know the name. There is no third option. Third option may be that I have read somewhere in some of my unconscious knowledge that paper, that fact is present, but I am not able to recall it. It means this is a third option. You are not able to recall it. But if a question is asked in the form of fact, then the meaning of that question is clear to everyone. It is the main thing. Yes or no? The meaning of a question is clear. This is the main thing. If a question is asked in the basis of facts, if the meaning is clear, then you are very much sure that if you are able to answer the question or not able to answer the question, nothing else. Yes or no? Got my point? Now next is, if the same thing is taking place taking, but in case of concepts, if you are not able to find the, in case of concepts, if you are not able to find the or judge the exact meaning and the exact sense of the question, you are not able to give the answer of the question properly. And you would not be able to answer the question properly if you are not able to understand the question. Therefore, what is important? To understand the question. Yes, Adviti is perfect right. This is presence of mind. ठीक है, मैंने सोचा बाल दिखा रही है अपने. भाई मुझे थोड़ा, यार देखो, बाल से मेरे को थोड़ी समस्या होती है, तुम समझ सकते हो, मेरे पास थोड़ी सी शॉर्टेज है. Understand? It's okay. That was a joke. Don't take it seriously. But the thing is, concept is important. But generally an average student faces problem with concept. The concept is generally mentioned if there is a book. In the book, concept is given in a book. Concept is given either in the form of definition, or either it is given in the form of definition, or it is given in the form of concept or book. Either it is given in the form of definition or in the form of explanation. Definition is given in 1 or 2 lines. Definition is generally given in 1 or 2 lines. And if you are able to, therefore have to find out the meaning in between the lines. Yes or no? And if you have to find out the meaning in between the lines, means more gray area is present and gives more space to examiner. Gives more space to examiner. Yes, gives more space to examiner to create confusion. Yes, he can create confusion in front of you. To create, you can't say create confusion to make you confused. To make you confused. Yes. And if you are trying to find out the concept from explanation, it means too many of the pages are given in that, and out of these many of the pages have to find out 2 to 4 lines. Have to find out 2 to 4 lines. Understand? If such a situation is there, then it is creating a gray area. And if this is, therefore, developing a concept is a challenge to a UPSC aspirant, mainly in PT. Yes, mainly in PT. Therefore, many of the students used to think that PT is toughest phase among all the 3 phases of the exam. They used to think that PT is the toughest phase of your examination, of your preparation. Yes, I also had the same thing. I also had the same opinion initially when I started my preparation. I was of the same opinion. Yes, PT was a burden to me. PT was a great burden to me because of the facts, because of the concepts, because of everything, and because of the initially when I started the preparation, PT was a challenge because finding the meaning in between the line was very tough for me. Later, I just started preparing, or I just increased myself or prepared myself up to that level, and now after that, PT was not a challenge to me after some time. Understand? But the main thing was PT. It is also a psychology, and concept is the main thing. Concept is the most important part in your preparation. Therefore, we have to focus on it. We will discuss how you are going to complete that concept or clear that concept. Now, more important thing is concept and fact. There is no limit of fact. Concept must be limited but crystal clear. Concept must be limited, but it must be a crystal clear type of thing. You cannot say that some type of weak concept or some low percent of concept or some type of 80% of concept can be चल जाएगा. Crystal clarity of your concept is required because you should know the nature of UPSC exam, na? What an examiner is asking? Examiner is asking, is trying to examine the whole concept in 2 to 3 lines. Yes. Examiner is asking you the concept in just 2 to 3 lines. And my dear, in these 2 to 3 lines, you have to find the fault. Okay, which one is wrong and which one is right? And the concept, the lines which are given are not directly from any book, but from the meaning given in between the lines of that concept. It means you are not going to find out the words written anywhere. You are not going to find out the words written anywhere. I think many of the students are getting fear about my thought that whether if I am making you, I am just creating a fear in your heart, or I am trying to make you cry that PT is so much tough and all. But it is a reality. What an examiner is asking, I am just telling you. What an examiner is asking, na? Examiner is asking this, and you have to give reply to him. You have to answer it. Here, there is a loophole, or there always remains a loophole. But going blank in PT and finding that loopholes also is not an easy task. Then you have to remain dependent on Jai Mata Di or Jai Bajrang Bali type of answers. If you are not able to, you are not prepared for the PT, then you have to do like that. Yes. But the main thing is, what you have to do. Whole concept must be there. Therefore, why I just wrote the word short notes. because these short notes would make you able to understand these 2-3 lines. The solution of these 2-3 lines is the short notes. Then short notes also must be in 2-3 lines. If you are able to convert whole of the concept into just 2-3 lines, and you are able to make the short notes, then only you can understand the exam or paper or a question in the examination. This is the important thing. Facts are unlimited. I don't know, or maybe some person is not able to understand, or maybe let us assume that some question is being has been asked in asked about the name of the horse of Ashok, Akbar or Maharana Pratap or Ashok, and what is the name of Bakri or goat of Gandhi. How do I know? These type of questions are generally asked in PCS level. In RAS, Rajasthan Administrative Services, question was asked that what is the number of street lights installed in Jaipur city? Number of street lights installed in Jaipur city. Very good. What a level of question it is. Facts. But the sense of this question is quite clear, that what is being asked. Therefore, a student generally remains clear that whether he knows the concept, knows the fact, or do not know the fact. Understand? A question becomes more tough when, or therefore, I used to say that the toughest questions are type 3 questions. Reasoning and assertion. These are the toughest questions generally asked by UPSC or any exam, in which concept as well as application are given in such a way, and you have to find that both of these are explanation of each other or not, related to it or not, if there is any relation between these two and or not. Relation between these two or not. This is important. Therefore, these are the toughest questions. And UPSC generally asked 5 to 10 questions related to these type of questions are, you'll find these type of questions in 10 to 15 in number, maybe 10 in number. But you cannot leave these questions. Yes. Other type of questions, similar type of questions are generally asked in this phase. You are given with 4 sentences. All 4 are given with concepts. This is this, this is this, this is this, this is this. मतलब 4 concepts दे दिए, 4 concepts are given, and you are asked that whether 1 or 2 is right, 1 or 3 is right, 1, 2, 4 is right, 1, 3, 4 is right, all are right, all are wrong, these type of options. Now you have to examine all the concepts, all the lines in a very minute way. You have to find all the lines. You have to examine all the concepts, and you have to decide which one is right and which one is wrong. And if you have to decide in such a way, this is also challenging. Getting my point or not? This is also challenging. And it also creates a pressure over the students. These are time-consuming questions. And if a student is not able to understand these questions, these 2 type of questions, you are not going to qualify the UPSC. And here the major role is played by what? Concept. Now, one more important thing. Most tough questions, or you can say toughest questions, are generally those questions. Sometimes in this section also, some questions are being asked. 4 statements are given, which are concept based, but along with it, facts are mentioned. Kacha. 4 options are given which are concept based, but along with the concept, facts are also given. These are catchy questions. And these type of questions are generally responsible for the failure of a student. These are catchy questions, and these are mainly responsible for the failure of a student. Yes, these are responsible. How these are responsible for the failure of a student? Just listen. Here, one more thing, type of questions. Here, the generally concept-based questions are generally asked from where? These are static parts. Static type of questions mainly. Static sections from polity, from geography, from economy, from biology, or whatever, chemistry and all. These are concept-based questions. Understand? Some fact-based questions are generally asked from history, sometimes from polity, sometimes from geography, sometimes from economy, like government schemes and all, formula-based and all. Concept plus fact, these are the most risky questions. Risky. Because government schemes are being asked from here. Government schemes are generally asked in these type of, in this way, that let us Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana is given, or Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Yojana is given. And in that Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana or Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Yojana or Kisan Samman Nidhi or Swasthya Nidhi and all, whatever, Kanya Yojana, Sukanya Yojana, whatever Jeevan Bima Yojana type of, this Yojana would be asked. In this Yojana, some concepts related to governance would be given. Along with that concept, department's name or ministry's name would be given. Along with that, department's or ministry's name, along with department or ministry's name, some figure in the form of year, in the form of percentage, in the form of target, in the form of expenses, expenditure, these facts would be given. These facts would be given. And in these facts, UPSC would make you confused. That generally the question is from 2022. A scheme is going to be completed in 2022, let us assume. But the figure would be changed to 2024. A non-serious, or you can say some type of ignorant student would definitely take this question wrong. And if a student is not able to learn, these questions are so much dangerous to him. You have to learn 2022. You cannot ignore 2022, because if UPSC would ask about 2022 or 2024, I can guarantee you UPSC would not spare you or anybody, or would not leave a question without asking facts, and he would definitely try his best to make you confused in the facts. And if you are not able to point out the facts or find the fault in the form of facts, you are definitely going to do that question wrong. Mark that question wrong. Therefore, in my opinion, these are the risky questions. You can't say these are tough questions. No, these are risky questions because it is the nature of UPSC who is misguiding you. UPSC is misguiding you, or UPSC is trying to make you confused. Misguide, not you can't say misguide, but it is trying its best to make you confused. These type of questions are there. Understand? And facts you have to learn, you have to cram. And when you are preparing for UPSC, we have seen that these questions are asked, or these are the steps you have to find out. But the most important thing about these facts is that you have to remember, mainly for those students who are going to give exam this year. Those students who are going to exam this year, on 27 June, this exam is going to be held, and day after tomorrow, I think notification would come out or would be released by UPSC, and you have to the process of registration of the students or filling the forms would begin at that time. Understand? But the main thing is, it is when you would see that 27 June is there, in reality, it is the race against time. Race against time. Yes. And in this race against time, time is limited and preparation is unlimited. Unlimited preparation. Because you have to read a book. Maybe possible maximum among you have read the book 1 or 2 times. But you also have to understand that book. It is also very much important to understand that book, because without understanding, you are not able even to understand the question. Therefore, understanding of book is more important, one of the most important steps. But the most important among these steps is to prepare the notes, short notes. And this is the most time consuming step. Making the short notes. By copying a book and copying a book line by line is not a way to make the notes. Because whatever the line you are copying from your book in your copy, you just mark that line in your book. Why to waste your time in writing that in your copy? And if somebody is saying that it would help the word or help the student to remember it, then he is doing not preparing the notes. Actually, he is practicing to learn only, or learning a fact. And it is not sure that you are preparing the short notes or the crux of that particular topic. Short notes never mean that whatever is written in your book or page must be written in that. No. Short note means key points as well as the intent of the question, intent of the topic. Intent of the topic means whatever is given. Short notes means key point, finding out the key point, and this key point must be in few words and facts. For few words and facts. And along with the other thing, about short notes is the intent of topic. What is given in between the lines is a must be mentioned in your short notes. This is the requirement. Therefore, it is the time consuming part, and you always remains unsure, or yes, you always remain unsure, or you do not have any surety that whatever the notes you are making or whatever the intent you are developing is up to the mark for UPSC PT or not. This is the main thing. This is the main thing. Therefore, I mentioned quality of the notes. And these two are the quality on which your short notes would be judged by you. Quality. Now you have to learn the facts. Learning is the another important section, and nobody can ignore the learning. You have to learn the facts related to some government policy. You have to learn the facts related to some report. There are a lot of reports released by a lot of agencies. You have to learn the reports. You have to learn the criteria on which reports were prepared. You have to learn the data which is generally released by that body for India or for anything. You have to learn economic survey, not whole, but a lot of facts. You have to learn about India yearbook, not as a whole, but with some facts, but with some parts. You have to go with the finance commission. You have to go with the bills. You have to go with every other thing which is generally being released by an agency or a book or the government or whatever you want to say. All these things you have to learn. Therefore, learning is the most important part. And the most important part for learning is what not to learn. Because it would consume your time on a wasteful manner. This is the most important thing. Not to learn is more important than about the thing what to learn. What to learn means you would learn something. Not to learn means you would waste if you would learn. You would waste your time, na? If you would learn a thing which is not useful for UPSC, PT, then you are going to waste your time and you have a race against time. You have a race against time, and if you are not able to learn as per the time, it means what? You are going to lose the race. But you have to run in the north. You are running towards northwest or north south, or maybe south, or maybe towards east, or maybe towards west. It will give you success. No? It will not give you success. It will definitely assure your failure. Therefore, learning is most important factor, and what you are learning is much more important, understand, as compared to learning. You must know that what not to learn, so that you can, separate the topic which is not to learn in the first appearance. And how you would get to know, or how would you judge a fact or a thing that you should learn and you should not learn about this. One important thing is solve previous year question paper. It would help you to judge about a fact or about a thing that what to learn and what not to learn. Solve the questions properly. Understand? And doubt clearance is another important section. Doubt clearance is another important section, which is generally asked. Understand? In this way, you would find that these are the three things or these are the steps. What I would provide you for this preparation is the main thing. What a teacher can provide you. Simple thing. Listen, main thing is what is the most time consuming steps? These are the three. Read, understand, short notes. Yes or no? Most cumbersome part, boring. This is. And this is. These are time consuming parts. And these are boring parts. By reading a book, understanding a book, what to understand, how to understand, where to understand, in what way to understand are the things, and what points must be there, what intent should be drawn from that book is the most important thing. We would help you to gather this information. We would help you to draw these things from the preparation, and it would help you to save your time. A coaching can't assure your success. We cannot give you success. We cannot say that whatever I would teach you that would assure 100% of your success. No, nobody can say. Why nobody can say? Because your success totally depends on your revision and learning. How much you have learned and how much times or how many times you have revised is going to assure your success. If I have provided you quality notes and you are talking to some Chandramukhi or Surajmukhi or some type of Chipkali or Ganda, I am not interested. But if somebody is busy in that type of idiotic things or some things which are harmful for your success, then how can I assure your success? Why success depends on all these things. And your time, race against time. Race against time needs what? Time management. Race against time is time management. Time management means where to focus or where not to. Where to focus on preparation means whether you have to read, understand, make notes, previous year question paper, or doubt clearance. Or you should focus on learn plus revise. Rest of the things would completed by the help of someone experienced. Completed by the help of someone experienced. Yes or no? Therefore, whatever the time you would invest in all these things, it would reduce the time to about 1/4 20. It means it would save your 80% time. Yes, it would save your 80% time, and this 80% time can be invested in learning and revision. This time management is generally followed by maximum of the students. This is the role of a coaching center. Coaching center provides you this thing. Coaching center provide you these things. Whatever you want to read, whatever you want to understand, whatever you want to make notes or previous year question paper practice or doubt clearance. But for doubt clearance, you have to go with Google or some books or somewhere else. You are not getting any answer, or you are whoever is going giving you helping you is consuming you more and more consuming more and more of your time. A teacher is available. You just call him, sir, this is the doubt. He would reply, doubt clear, over. Next question. In this way, preparation must be done. I can't say, I'm not saying that you cannot clear the exam with self-study. Yes, self-study is the most important thing. But investing your time of self-study in these things would consume your more and more time. But instead of investing your self-study time in this topic, why don't you focus or invest your time here? Many of the students, you can't say many, but a lot of students, but in particular a few students used to claim that they got selection because of self-study. Yes, it is possible. But next question must be asked from them, that what type of self-study you are talking about. If you are talking about the self-study of learning and revision, or you just did all these things by your own, maybe possible. Maximum of the students would say, who used to claim about self-study, that we also cleared all these things, but there is some other concept about it. There is nothing. And you would find very few students for these. Yes. Why? Because maximum of the students who got selected were not dumb, or were not those who were not able to self-study, but they just managed their time. Simple. Whatever the job was done, or whatever the achievement was, whatever the success achieved by someone in 4 to 5 years, they just achieved that thing in just 1 year, simple, or 2 years. Therefore, what we would provide you, or what our coaching center generally provides you, is these things. If a genuine coaching center is there, what would be our way to teach you? This is the thing. Two more important things which I would assure you, or which I wanted to make you clear, that one thing which was important was concepts. Other thing was fact. We discussed a lot of things about it, but if you are clear about your concept and fact, but you have lack of presence of mind, then also you cannot clear the exam. If you do not have any presence of mind, you cannot clear the exam. Yeah? You cannot clear the exam. Presence of mind is must. Presence of mind is must. Understand? So presence of mind comes with two things. Either by birth, but this is a rare phenomenon. Rare means not so much rare, but not all the peoples are getting presence of mind by birth. Second, by training and guidance. We also help you to get these things, to help you to train in your training or in guidance. And the last thing which a student used to must have is courage. Courage means courage is of two types. Either to take risk to mark a question, or to leave a question. Either courage to mark a question or to take risk to leave the question. In my opinion, this is not a courage. This is stupidity. बेवकूफी है. To leave a question is your courage. Sometimes exam pressure on a student remains so much, exam pressure on a student remains so much high that he always have a fear that I have to solve at least 60 questions. To ensure 60 questions, I must take 80 questions. With this mindset, a maximum number of students used to go into the examination hall. This ends your courage to leave a question. And if you are not able to leave a question, then you are taking risk of your success. Yes, sometimes a student generally is generally able to mark 55 to 60 questions. But due to fear or due to due to inconfidence, means lack of confidence, he tries 20 more questions. Let us take a risk with 20 questions. 20 questions may be possible, one or two questions would not be there from these questions. Means the one or two questions maybe one or two questions or three questions would be wrong from these sections or these questions, which are very much sure of to this student, but he is not sure that he is near to success. Therefore, what he would do? He would mark more questions. The figure can go to 80 or 100. When a figure can go to 80 or 100, then negative marking forces his marks or reduces his marks to 40. until unless he must have blessing of some superpower like God or anything. Jai Mata Di is working for him, type of thing. If such a scenario is there, then student gets failed. Therefore, I would definitely say you must have a courage to leave a question. You must have a patience. You must have a patience to defeat your negative mind or negativity. Therefore, presence of mind as well as courage both are necessary for your PT. As in my opinion, this is the most high level exam or tough exam for any student. Understand? Now next, what we would provide, in my opinion, I would take a class, and with that class I would dictate your short notes. I would dictate you short notes. Short notes containing previous year question papers, and the generally questions which are asked in previous year. And in my opinion, if these facts as well as the basic concepts are covered, then 80-85% of your preparation would be there. After that, I would provide you the previous year question papers which are generally asked in UPSC or state PSC exams. We would solve that questions and we would clear your doubt. The only thing left for my students in PT will be to learn. And I would tell you what to learn as a homework. And I'll try my best to provide you the way that how to learn. Understand? Okay? Tests would be there, regular tests, mock tests and whatever. These also would be there. Understand? If anybody want to ask any question, then you are welcome.
सर अभी हमने ना कुछ प्रीवियस ईयर के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए थे, तो वहां पे ज्योग्राफी के क्वेश्चंस थे, तो उसमें कुछ मतलब कॉन्सेप्ट ऐसे थे कि कुछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट ना दो स्टेट में सेम थे, लेकिन हम उसको कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे कि मैचिंग में वो क्वेश्चन था, तो आइडेंटिफाई नहीं हो रहा था कि ये वाला डिस्ट्रिक्ट किस स्टेट का है।
डिस्ट्रिक्ट?
यस सर।
देखिए, पहली बात तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट के बारे में यूपीएससी का क्वेश्चन आता नहीं है। जब तक कि वो न्यूज में ना हो। और न्यूज के लिए मैंने आप लोगों को बताना भूल गया कि वी वुड क्लियर योर 1 ईयर मैगजीन। 1 साल की आपको मैगजीन पढ़ाएंगी, अलॉन्ग विद दैट न्यूज़पेपर ऑफ 1 ईयर, वो भी आपको करवाए जाएंगे। कोई भी स्टूडेंट 1 साल वाले न्यूज़पेपर कवर नहीं कर पाएगा। अलॉन्ग विद दैट इंडिया ईयर बुक भी कंप्लीट होगी आपकी, इकोनॉमिक सर्वे भी आपका कंप्लीट होगा, और फाइनेंस कमीशन के रिपोर्ट और बाकी जो भी रिपोर्ट पॉसिबल हैं वो सारी कंप्लीट करवाई जाएंगी। ठीक है? अब कौन सा जिला किसमें है, तो देखिए मैडम, एक्चुअली इंडिया के अंदर अप्रोक्सीमेट
जिला के बारे में थोड़ी आएगा सर इसमें।
अरे नहीं आएगा, नहीं आएगा, नाराज नहीं होते। उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा है तो मैं अब यूं थोड़ा ना कहूंगा कि थोड़ा ना आएगा, मैं यूं ही तो कहूंगा ना कि क्यों नहीं आएगा या क्या रीजन है कि आपको वो क्वेश्चन छोड़ देना चाहिए। ठीक है, नाराज ना हो। और कुछ
सर? ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट वाली जो बात है ना, ये सर उससे मिनरल वाले एरिया से पूछी गई है कि ये इस मिनरल है, तो सर मैं भी कंफ्यूज हो गया था। आपने सर टेंशन खत्म कर दी सर। मैं कह रहा ये तो मुझे याद ही नहीं है। और ना होने वाले।
तो घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है। वो तो अब जैसे मिनरल वाले एरिया से क्वेश्चन पूछा गया कि कौन से डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जैसे क्योंझर वगैरह के एरियाज आते हैं, वो तो देखो लर्न करने पड़ते हैं, और उसमें आपको मैपिंग करवाई जाती है कि इस एरिया में ये जिले हैं जहां जहां ये सारे टॉपिक्स हैं। और वो भी क्वेश्चन के आने के चांसेस क्या होते हैं कि अगर गवर्नमेंट की कोई पॉलिसी या कुछ भी आया हो, या फिर कोई इवेंट या इंसिडेंट हो गया।
सर अभी
सर,
जैसे
वो बताया जाता
लिथियम
हेलो?
डिपॉजिट कर्नाटक के मंडवा जिले में, तो मे बी वो क्वेश्चन आ सकता है।
100% ऐसे ही तो क्वेश्चन आते हैं।
सर,
हाँ जी,
ये जो किसान आंदोलन चल रहा है, इसमें से
कुछ
हो
नहीं आने
सकता है
वाला।
कानून
कृषि
वगैरह के
बिल के
बारे में
ऊपर
नहीं
एक
आएगा?
आधा क्वेश्चन आ जाए, कृषि बिल पे आ जाए, जिस तरीके से पास किया
कृषि
गया
बिल
उस
तो-
पे आ जाए। लेकिन अगर आपको लगता है कि किसान आंदोलन में राकेश टिकैत के ऊपर तुमसे सवाल पूछा
नहीं
जाएगा
नहीं,
पीटी
उसके
में
ऊपर
कि
नहीं।
राकेश टिकैत के पिताजी का नाम बताओ, तो वो नहीं आने वाला।
नहीं नहीं, उसकी कह रहा हूँ सर, जो कृषि बिल हैं उनके।
हाँ, कृषि बिल पे आएगा, कृषि बिल जिस तरीके से पारित किए गए उन पे आएगा, ये सब चीजें आएंगी, वो करवाएंगे।
अच्छा, ओके सर, थैंक यू।
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
नो सर।
नो सर।
सर कोल्ड वॉर को और थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए, मैं पता नहीं कोल्ड वॉर क्या
कोल्ड वॉर तो हिस्ट्री का है ना, यहाँ का
हाँ,
थोड़ी है।
हिस्ट्री का ही तो है, तो वही सब पूछ रहे हैं।
कोल्ड वॉर ऐसा है बिल्कुल जैसे आपने कभी कभार घर में मम्मी पापा को देखा होगा, मम्मी पापा ने आपस में बोलना बंद कर रखा है,
यस सर।
और मतलब पापा को जाना है तो मम्मी ने कपड़े छुपा दिए या जूते छुपा दिए, और फिर मम्मी ने तैयार होना तो पापा ने ऐसा कर दिया।
अरे ऐसा होता है, मम्मी किसी
हाँ,
का
नहीं
सर
लड़ रहे।
मम्मी पापा नहीं, भाई बहन ज्यादा करते।
भाई बहन ज्यादा करते हैं तो भाई बहन नहीं, शॉर्ट में ये कि सीधा नहीं लड़ रहे,
हाँ
सीधा नहीं लड़ रहे,
Sir, I have a
लेकिन
query one
एक
question,
दूसरे को
sir.
परेशान कर रहे हैं।
सर, ये ऐसे ही शीत युद्ध भी तो।
शीत युद्ध यही है,
हाँ, यही तो
सीधे
है।
आमने सामने ना लड़कर परेशान करना, एक दूसरे को नीचा दिखाना, वो शीत युद्ध था।
हाँ,
लेकिन उसमें लड़ाई की संभावना हमेशा बनी रहती है।
अमेरिका और रसिया में चला था।
Excuse me, sir.
बिल्कुल, आजकल चाइना और अमेरिका में चलना
मतलब
शुरू हो
सर जब इंडिया
Excuse
के
me,
इंडिपेंडेंस टाइम
sir.
पे जो वार चल रहे थे पीछे
बेटा,
से।
कोल्ड वॉर
I
पढ़ाने के लिए मुझे कम से
have a
कम
query
10-12
about the
घंटे
syllabus, sir.
चाहिए, प्रॉपर चीजें बतानी होंगी, थोड़ा सा रुक जाइए। कोल्ड वॉर बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे, इसके अलावा कुछ और आगे।
ओके सर।
हाँ, ये
वर्ल्ड
चुप कर दो,
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
क्लास में निकाल दो।
नो सर।
नो सर, नो।
Sir, I have a
कल
query
से
about one
आप-
question, sir.
हाँ जी, पूछिए।
Sir, regarding about the syllabus, sir. I don't know about the syllabus, sir. Can you send me the syllabus, sir?
ये
फ्रॉम
क्या?
वेयर यू आर?
Hello, sir. Yes, I am from Meghalaya, sir.
You are from Meghalaya. What is your good name?
Yes, sir. Pilot Moman.
Huh?
कौन सी भाषा है सर ये?
Pilot Moman. My name is Pilot Moman.
Pilot.
I am from
Pilot.
Meghalaya, sir. Yes, sir.
हाईलाइट
हाँ।
मोमेंट।
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Momin, just listen. Actually, if you have not got any syllabus, then you can ask for syllabus from my staff tomorrow, because now they are now they left for home, and tomorrow you can ask for syllabus as well as other requirements or whatever the things which are required. First, download our app. You would get a lot of things there, mainly the syllabus. After that, you can ask. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
सर एक दृष्टि
Tomorrow you
के
should call, and whatever the queries you have, you just clear your queries, or whatever the
Yes, sir.
problems you would face, you can ask from me.
सर
Okay.
कल हम कहाँ से स्टार्ट
Okay,
करेंगे
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
सिलेबस?
Okay.
Tomorrow
Okay,
we
thank
will
you, sir.
start with geography, not polity.
तो ज्योग्राफी में कहाँ से सर?
Basic geography, world geography, mainly from Earth.
सर ज्योग्राफी आप पढ़ाओगे?
मैडम, पीटी तो मैं ही करवा दूंगा।
नहीं, ये मैडम पढ़ा
ये
नो
तो
सर,
आती है।
बहुत बढ़िया है
सर
इतनी तो आती है। हाँ जी।
सर,
सर,
बहुत अच्छी आप पढ़ाते हो।
लास्ट एग्जाम के टाइम पे तो उसमें वो जो प्रोफेसर थे डॉक्टर विकास दिव्य कीर्ति आई थिंक, तो वो उन्होंने बोला था कि अगर आप 90 प्लस में क्वेश्चन करते हैं तो आपको जो चांसेस है नेगेटिव मार्किंग होने के, अगर ज्यादा भी होती है 20 से 25 क्वेश्चन भी गलत होते हैं तो उसका एक एवरेज बताया था। लेकिन तो आप क्वालिफाई करेंगे। लेकिन अगर आप कम क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करते हैं, उसमें आपके 1-2 क्वेश्चन गलत भी हो जाते हैं, तो आप एक जो एग्जाम मतलब क्वालिफाइंग मार्क्स से नीचे रह जाएंगे। तो ये सिनेरियो में समझ ही नहीं आया, क्योंकि अगर हमने 90 क्वेश्चन
उसमें भी
उसमें से
तो
50
क्वेरी वाला तो सर परसेंटेज से निकलना चाहिए कि इसने कितना क्वेश्चन किए, उस हिसाब से कितने गलत हैं, अगर क्वेरी का वो मतलब हुआ तो।
देखिए, मैंने एक वर्ड यूज यहाँ पर किया है। आई हैव यूज्ड अ वर्ड प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड. If you want to mark a question with your presence of mind, and if you have prepared yourself genuinely, then in that condition may be possible, he was saying, in this way. Understand? And
Yes.
I am talking about the assured part. And if you are marking 90 questions by hook or by crook by just playing Akkad Bakkad Bombay Bo type of games, yes or no, then how you are going to get selection in PT? Because I usually have noticed a lot of students who used to mark approximate 90 to 100 questions regularly, but they never get selected in PT. They were not able to clear the PT.
सर वो मैंने भी देखा है सर।
Yes, it is a risk. It is a risk, ना?
सर लास्ट टाइम
जो-
एग्जाम में हमने 68 क्वेश्चन को टिक किया था और शैलजा ने 100 समथिंग किया था, तो वो गए, तो हमें थोड़ा डाउट हुआ कि हमारा तो नहीं होने वाला क्योंकि क्वेश्चन बहुत कम सॉल्व किए थे।
And what about Shalja?
शैलजा तो 98 100 समथिंग किए थे उन्होंने।
If somebody is asking to mark 90 questions and she has marked 100 questions, still she was not able to clear PT, then what? What does it mean?
Another 30 more questions correction में
सर
answer किया
क्वेश्चन तो 55 के लगभग सही होने चाहिए।
facts then it would have been perfect.
सही करने हैं, बाकी तो एवरेज ले लो कि भाई 10 पे 15-20 गलत हो सकते हैं, उस हिसाब से करो। 70 कर लो भाई।
Don't
आप
compare
लोग
yourself with others.
first prepare
Compare
yourself.
with yourself.
Before 10 days, I would discuss about this matter, कि what results you are getting. Okay?
सर
Every
प्लीज
teacher always have a different opinion. If you want to go with the 90 formula and 90 question formula, then you can go with that. If you want to stick with 70 question formula, you can go with that. I believed in 70 question formula. I just went with that.
ये रोना मैं यहाँ हूँ।
Okay?
जी सर।
Any other question?
नो सर।
नो सर।
And don't worry about this matter. This topic must be discussed in the very last moment. Like, sir, what should we do? We are not getting more than this number of marks. Then what should we do? Then these are the last cards I would explain.
जहाँ पे वन कैमरा लगा रहा है वो भी दिख रहा है।
माइक ऑन है और वो बैठ के गप्पे लड़ा रहे हैं, माइक ऑफ कर दो। In my opinion, we should leave the class. Okay?